Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another 80s song of the day. Today I'm going to introduce you to one of my all-time favourite bands, the Smiths. Formed in Manchester, England, the Smiths were prolific producers of indie rock in the short time that they were together, releasing 4 albums, pretty much one per year, between 1984 and 1987, before their eventual breakup in 88. The band had first formed in 82 and had been putting together a repertoire of songs as they gigged in clubs and events around Manchester, until they signed with Rough Trade Records in 83 and released their self-titled first album the next year. The principal members of the band stayed the same throughout their career, with the distinctive and charismatic vocalist frontman Stephen Patrick Morrissey, who just called himself Morrissey like any proper rock star would, and guitarist Johnny Marr as the band's songwriting duo, with Mike Joyce and Andy Rourke on drums and bass respectively. Now, they chose the name the Smiths as it seemed to be a simple, accessible name. It was at the time the most common surname in the UK, and at a time when a lot of other groups had esoteric sounding names like Duran Duran, Echo and the Bunnymen, or Haircut 100, they wanted to represent and relate to normal everyday people. And relate they did. I was already through my angsty teenage years when I discovered the Smiths, but a lot of people will tell you that their love of the Smiths stems from hearing songs that you can relate to, especially when you're feeling lost, alone, miserable, lovelorn. When Benji recently asked me to recommend the saddest 80s song I knew, I immediately went to the Smiths. When you're feeling sad or low, no one wants to be told to cheer up. Instead, you've got to embrace the suck, dig deep and power through to the other side. And the Smiths provide the perfect soundtrack for the journey. Now, they touched on political and social issues too. The band all became vegetarians. Their second album was actually titled Meat is Murder. And Morrissey, at least as recently as the early 2000s, was famously and avowedly celibate, although I think that might have changed by now. So the song I chose, There Is a Light That Never Goes Out.
Take me out tonight, where there's music and there's people and the young and the light.
It's from their third studio album, The Queen Is Dead. Originally it was just an album cut. It was only released as a single in 1992 to promote their second compilation album, The Smiths Best Of Volume 2. Practically any poll among Smiths fans would see this song come out at the top. It's a standout track from a standout album. Typical of many Smiths tracks featuring doomed or depressed characters, it is absolutely one of the best songs for when you're feeling melancholy. Misery, after all, loves company. There's no official music video. As I said, it wasn't ever really released as a single at its initial time, but I still put a link in the Song of the Day Slack channel to the song on YouTube, and there's also a Spotify playlist of the Smiths if you want to hear more of their stuff. I didn't curate that list, it's just one that I found. So there it is. There Is a Light That Never Goes Out by the Smiths. That's your 80s song of the day. So until next week, peace, love, rock and roll.